All right, happy Monday. Man, the weeks roll around fast, don't they? Or maybe they just go fast for old people like me. But just seems like you blink your eye and here we are again. And I work 3 nights a week on A Course in Miracles, and I do enjoy it. I've carved out I don't know if you call it an occupation, but for me, it's a labor of love. It's kind of my life's work, and feeling so blessed to be involved in this activity. Welcome to ACIM Talks. It is Monday evening, September 15th, and I'm happy to see you guys. Oh, again, just a reminder, we're still doing our family discussion periods. And it's just simply an opportunity for those who wish to stay after our formal recording for some additional casual conversation and connection and kind of getting to know each other better
I
as
forgot about those. I forgot. I could have waited to share my news with you.
well. That's just fine. Stay after, and I've got a couple questions that just trying to get to know us better as people and not simply Course in Miracle students per se. And so I think we've been doing that now for 2 or 3 weeks, and they're fairly productive. It's just 10, 15 minutes if you can hang out with me for a few minutes. Beyond that, I'm ready to get started on our Oracle text reading tonight. And believe it or not, we're getting close to finishing chapter 14, Teaching for Truth. And we're in that last section. It's on page 296, and it's called The Test of Truth. And I don't know if we'll finish it even tonight. I was looking at it, there are like 15 paragraphs, and you know how we do, right? So I don't know if we'll finish tonight. However, when we do finish this, and we're about to, we'll be moving on to group 4 in our Oracle text selections. And I don't know if you remember, but hold on, let me let Joan in. I don't know if you remember, but we selected 5 chapters out of the 31 chapters in the text. And so pretty soon we'll be starting group 4. And that is going to be chapter, what is it? 23. The War Against Yourself is what Spirit led us to select. So I don't know if we'll finish chapter 14 tonight or not, but it has been a worthy endeavor. And, Dee, I'm sure you experience this as a course teacher. Ron, I know you teach the course. It just gets better with age. I mean, it's not like I haven't been through chapter 14 before many times, but
Right.
it's almost like I don't remember it being as profound as when we're going through it this time. So, long story short, I'm looking forward to getting into our reading. Welcome, Joan. I'm glad you could be here, my friend.
I apologize for being late.
Oh, no problem at all. And oh man, what's your cat's name? What's your
Oh,
cat's name?
Frankie, Frankie.
Yeah, yeah. What's up, Frankie? It's always a pleasure. Is it a boy or a girl? Frankie, a boy or a girl?
Frankie.
Joan? Joni? Is
Oh, he's a boy. He's a boy.
oh, okay. Yeah,
He's
I
named
like
after Frank Sinatra because he has blue eyes.
oh,
Oh,
so cool.
oh.
All right. I knew I liked that cat for some reason. Anyhow, Joan, we are
Here,
in the
here he comes.
yeah, very handsome young man. Of course, he may not be that young. How old is he? How old is he?
Yeah, he's old. He's maybe 14 or 15, something like that.
Wow.
Uh,
Oh man, I respect that. And he's always such a nice presence when you guys are here. I don't know if the rest of you notice that, but there's a certain comfort to me when Joan and Frankie are here together. Anyhow, Joe, we are in the text of A Course in Miracles on page 296. And we were just getting ready to delve into that. And Joan, I was just a reminder, we'll be doing our family discussion period after we stop our formal recording. So hang out with us for a few minutes if you can do that. I'd like to
okay.
move on. Thank you. To get our reading list going so we can get started. So I have Sherilyn as reader 1, Ron is reader 2, Laverne is 3, Dee is 4, and Kathleen, are you going to read?
Yeah, I'll be able to read.
Oh, great. So Kathleen will be reader 5, and we are in section Roman numeral 11, the test of truth. And I say, let's just start reading.
Okay.
I don't know if I can set the tone. It'll set its own tone.
The test of truth. Yet the essential thing is learning that you do not know. Knowledge is power, and all power is of God. You who have tried to keep power for yourself have lost it. You still have the power, but you have interposed so much between it and your awareness of it that you cannot use it. Everything you have taught yourself has made your power more and more obscure to you. You know not what it is, nor where. You have made a semblance of power and a show of strength so pitiful that it must fail you. For power is not a seeming strength, and truth is beyond semblance of any kind. Yet all that stands between you and the power of God is you. In you is but your learning of the false and of your attempts to undo the true.
Thank you. Ron, paragraph 2.
Be willing, then, for all of it to be undone, and be glad that you are not bound to it forever. For you have taught yourself how to imprison the Son of God, a lesson so unthinkable that only the insane in deepest sleep could even dream of it. Can God learn how not to be God? And can his Son, given all power by him, learn to be powerless? What have you taught yourself that you can possibly prefer to keep in place of what you have and what you are?
Uh, You do not know. That's paragraph 1, sentence 1. Yet the essential thing is learning that you do not know. What are your thoughts on that? That's
My
a
thoughts
story.
are that
Go ahead.
my
Yeah.
thoughts are that that's what all the beginning lessons in the course are about.
Oh man, we're on the same page. Yeah. And not certainly the lessons, but all throughout this book, that's a good summary to me of this whole course.
Mhm.
The course says all of your problems are because you think you know when in fact you know how much?
Nothing.
You mean a lot of stuff you don't know, but some things I know, right?
Nothing.
That's not what it says, nothing.
Nothing.
So, do you see what a startling statement that caught my attention? As a matter of fact, according to the course, I do not know is the gateway to heaven.
No.
Mhm.
Now, so what does this course say we should do if we don't know?
Turn to the one that does.
Yeah.
Turn to a different teacher.
Uh,
Yeah.
and what would keep you from just doing that?
The ego is the biggest insult to the
Yeah.
ego.
Yeah.
To
Right.
admit I don't know, that's the last thing that ego wants to do.
All right. So you see, Miss Newman is here on All Burners tonight, isn't it?
Mhm.
It's great to have you here, my friend. Other comments about what is being said? What does that mean? Well, let me ask you, since I asked you and didn't give you a chance to say anything. What are your thoughts in paragraph 1?
Well, like sentence 9, that last sentence that says, let all that stands between you and the power of God in you is but your learning of the false, which is the ego, and of your attempts to undo the true, which is love.
So, do any of you know what it is more specifically that we've learned that is false?
That we're
What
bodies,
is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
that we're bodies, that
Okay,
we're separate from
okay,
each other and God,
yeah. That we're individuals, that
autonomous
we're
beings.
separate, autonomous beings. Isn't that the false? Isn't that at the core of everything that we're taught here?
Mm-hmm.
It's lesson 79 and 80. There's one
Let me
problem.
recognize the problem and what does 80 say, Smarty?
Well, 79 is saying there's just one problem. And 80 is saying it's already been it's already been solved.
When
Right.
was it solved?
The
Does the
instant it
court speak
happened,
to that?
the
Excellent.
instant that wrong thought
Okay.
appeared.
And so how was it solved in an instant? You guys are good.
How it was solved was it actually never happened. Wasn't true.
I understand. I understand. But it was meaningful to us who were impacted by it through believing it. And
Well,
so God still recognized there was a break in communication. A harsh and strident voice arose at as the ego's voice. It could not shatter the peace of God, but it could shatter yours. God did not eradicate it because to blot it out would be to attack it. So what did God do instead? God did not question. He merely provided the answer. The answer is your teacher. You know, on some of the other programs, I don't know if is it ACIM Music and Meditation? You know, guys, where I pulled up these charts that showed originally divine mind and then the tiny mad idea, and we wanted to have an independent mind, but God wouldn't allow that. Even though we wanted to separate, God would not abandon us. So what he did was he slapped two voices. He slapped another voice in our head. Remember the strident voice of the ego? Well, that's the one that said you can do your own thing. But God knew that wouldn't work. It was a crazy, insane idea that could be true. So he didn't attack the ego. God simply put a representative of himself in that split mind, in that mind also. So we ended up with a split mind. You know, that's not normal, right?
Well, it's called schizophrenia in this world.
The DSM, it would be, yeah, a form of psychosis, schizophrenia. But we don't think it's because everybody's got it. So we think insanity is normal. And everything that we've been taught has been taught from this mistaken perspective.
And insanity is our norm here in this
Right.
in the physical realm. It is the
Yes.
norm.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus says this is an insane world, and do not underestimate the extent of its insanity. Okay? But a split mind is not normal. And so what we want to do is restore wholeness. So here's the thing. All right, how can you restore wholeness? Are you going to kick the Holy Spirit out?
No.
That could
No.
never happen because it was God's will, that solution. Can you kick the ego out?
Yes.
Yeah. Or at least dethrone it from the primary role and make it your servant here in level 2.
Well, yeah, in level 2, you can have the ego, but you can know that it has no power. It only has the power that you give it. And in level 2, it's learning to trust the unknown. It's learning to trust something that's beyond your understanding. So for me, the underlying factor for me is I always know that no matter what happens in level 2, level 1 will always be there and never go away. That's my safety net for me to go through level 2, learning my lessons. No matter how crazy I get, there's always level 2, level 1 that I can go back to, that I can go home to.
No. And mine is even more direct, where I have committed to using my level 1 mind, the Holy Spirit, to manage my level 2 activities.
Yeah.
My ego didn't like that at first. But what choice does it have when the Son of God makes a decision?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the ego can do anything about it.
Well, I think we're not kicking it out. We're just not believing it anymore, that it's the truth.
Exactly.
Because it's
Notice,
never going to be gone.
yes,
No matter how much we study the course, the ego's not going anywhere. But we stop believing that it's true.
exactly. And notice how loving and consistent with love that approach is. I never said destroy the ego. We're going to give it a different purpose. We're going to give it a different role in our lives. Like, I don't know, it's probably important here in level 2 to distinguish day from night, to distinguish a tree from a sidewalk, to determine an open road from you're about to crash into something. Ego's good for stuff like that because it is philosophically in line with level 2, which is based on differences. So, isn't it nice when you can tell a sidewalk from a tree when you're out walking? Or you can tell a path from a lake so you don't walk into the lake when you're meant to be on the path. You know, a lake is different from a path, right?
Mm-hmm.
The ego's good at stuff like that. So you make the ego kind of like your servant here. But you don't let it control your life anymore. So when we talk about letting the ego go, remember, God didn't attack it, nor should you.
Exactly.
I remember there was some channeling at the Interfaith Center for Spiritual Growth many years ago. One of the channelers they had was Judith Coates. Y'all ever heard of her? She directs channeled books and she channels Jesus and stuff like that. That's where I first heard the expression dancing with the ego. All right, you learn to dance with it, but you're always in the lead. Okay. You don't destroy stuff.
No.
We're only 2 paragraphs in. How about paragraph 2? Be willing then for all of it to be undone, and be glad you are not bound to it forever.
That reminds me of the step 2 of the forgiveness process, being willing for all it to be undone and be glad.
And what is the forgiveness process? Or what
It's recognizing that I really don't know when I'm judging, and being willing to let my judgments go so that they could be replaced with truth.
Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I'm doing really well with that, and something less than that, I think I'm like 9.267. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't run into something that's difficult enough to where I'd get angry and upset like I used to. But that don't happen to me anymore. I'm serious.
Yeah, I
You
feel
say,
you.
well, Jim, when's the last time you lost it? Maybe it's just me, but it's been a long time. And that doesn't mean all my problems went away, but this book has adapted and adjusted me. Same situations, different way of dealing with it. And you know what the result has been? Peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, Jim, you must not be around family members a lot.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. And that's what I'm saying. That could be it because I'm very sequestered and living by myself and that. So maybe that's a buffer. But on the other hand, why am I by myself now? It's not at random. It's not a coincidence either.
Choice.
The other thing is this, and see what you think about this. All things are lessons God would have me learn. But the more lessons I learn, the fewer lessons are remaining. The
Sounds
more
logical.
lessons I learn, the easier it becomes, and my lessons get fewer because I've learned them. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's like you can look at chaos and see peace.
Yeah. Lesson 34. I could see peace instead of this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's reminding myself, well, you have a choice. You can get crazy and really go off the deep end, or you can just look at the craziness and smile with peace, with a peaceful heart.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean I'm callous or I lack in compassion. It's just that when I read that lesson 34 years ago, it was words on a page in a book. I had no idea it would turn into a real experience.
Mhm.
And yet, it's not like the book didn't tell me that it would.
And if you relax and breathe into it, it's something that becomes innate and you don't even have to think about it. It just occurs.
I'm feeling you, Kathleen. And I think a lot of us here are. There really is an invisible reality. And it's like being in this zone. And it's hard to describe to anybody that don't experience it really. Uh, Ron, any comments from you?
I'm okay right now.
All right, Joni,
Thank you.
any comments from you?
Um, really is an invisible reality. I think we need to experience that invisible reality.
Yes, yes. This course, this course is not in the book. The real course are the experiences you start having by meeting the conditions that the book sets forth. The words on these pages are not the thing. The words on these pages are preparatory steps.
And what are the conditions to meet?
The conditions are things like willingness, all right,
Mhm.
diligence, steadfastness. And then you can get into those characteristics of a teacher of God. If you seriously try and take those on, all of these things make us aware, make me aware of a reality. Maybe I gave it lip service, or that's nice, but man, I didn't believe it like I do now. And the reason I believe it like I do now is because of the experience, not the study of it anymore.
From their fruits, you shall know it.
From the fruits you shall know them, right?
Mhm.
All right. See what I mean? Let's continue. Is that okay?
Yeah. To me, I could sum up what you were sharing with a slogan from Al-Anon, which is it works if you work it, and you're worth it.
Yeah.
And you work it.
The call is going on everywhere all the time. You could hear it in Al-Anon, you could hear it in AA, you could hear it at church on Sunday, you could hear it in a song that resonates with you. The call is going on everywhere all the time. There's a version for you, a version for you. Oh, you like Buddhism, huh? Okay, it's in that too. You like Catholicism. It's in that too, taken truly. So it's like we say in unity, all spiritualities have a certain core of the same truth, don't they?
Right.
Ain't that loving?
Yeah.
Okay. We're, it's not I'm right and you're wrong. Eventually you find out we're all right. What if we're all right? What if we're all on our individual paths to the same destination, you see? So that makes you a lot more understanding of someone that's just on a different path than you are. Laverne, any further comments from you?
I think I just wanted to comment about the procedure. I wanted to add love to that group of steadfast and
Tell me a little more. You wanted to add love to that.
yeah, right. I mean, that's the most important thing of all, to be an expression of love.
Absolutely. But sometimes love will not work anymore.
Explain that.
All right. Love created me like itself. If you believe that. So what am I?
Love.
When?
All the time.
All the time.
So how does that fit in with the ego substitute that says you can love and hate, and then there's a whole, sliding scale? I like you more than I like you. I hate you. I kind of like you. I'll tolerate, but sometimes you get really on my nerves. Where's your latitude when it comes to being loved? When? Where? Who told you that?
It's all inclusive.
Right.
So if it's all inclusive, how can it not be all inclusive and all inclusive at once?
I'm lost.
And what?
How
Yeah,
can it be if I'm love and it's all inclusive? How do I get to pick and choose?
you
You
don't.
don't.
Right.
That's my point.
Right.
But we were taught that we could pick and choose. You could love or you could hate. Do you see we were poorly taught?
Yes. We do not know the truth, as we are reading here, the test of truth.
There you go. Is that a good segue to keep going?
Yes.
All right.
I would just like I would just like to say that my love for you is not dependent on your love for me.
Thank you.
Excellent. And we were taught that my love for you depends on your love for me. It
Mhm.
does not.
No, it doesn't.
It reminds me of Popeye. I am what I am, and that's all that I am. I'm Popeye, right?
Mm-hmm.
When am I not Popeye?
Never. We could pretend though.
Always Popeye. Yeah. All right. Laverne. Thank you, Rod. Thank you, sir. Paragraph 3 for Laverne.
Okay. Atonement teaches you how to escape forever from everything that you have taught yourself in the past by showing you only what you are now. Learning has been accomplished before effects are manifest. And I had that highlighted and triple highlighted.
Okay.
Learning is therefore in the past, but its influence determines the present by giving it whatever meaning it holds for you. Your learning gives the present no meaning at all.
Oh, do you see the emphasis on that word? That may help in reading that sentence.
Right? Your learning gives the present no meaning at all.
Okay.
Nothing you have ever learned can help you understand the present or teach you how to undo the past. Your past is what you have taught yourself. Let it all go. Do not attempt to understand any event or anything or anyone in its light, for the darkness in which you try to see can only obscure. Put no confidence at all in darkness to eliminate your understanding. For if you do, you contradict the light and thereby think you see the darkness. Yet darkness cannot be seen, for it is nothing more than a condition in which seeing becomes impossible.
Whoa.
A
Okay,
lot of,
let's do
lot of,
one more and we'll come back. Okay.
lot of stuff in there.
We're on 4.
You who have not yet brought all of the darkness you have taught yourself into the light in you can hardly judge the truth and value of this course. Yet God did not abandon you, and so you have another lesson sent from Him, already learned from every child of light by Him to whom God gave it. This lesson shines with God's glory, for in it lies His power, which He shares so gladly with His Son. Learn of His happiness, which is yours. But to accomplish this, all your dark lessons must be brought willingly to truth and joyously laid down by hands open to receive, not closed to take. Every dark lesson that you bring to Him who teaches light, He will accept from you because you do not want it. And He will gladly exchange each one for the bright lesson He has learned for you. Never believe that any lesson you have learned apart from Him means anything.
Yeah, thank you, Dee.
Mm.
Comments on paragraph 3?
There's a lot in paragraph 3.
Hmm?
Well, one thing from paragraph 3, learning has been accomplished before I demonstrate or experience what I have learned. So I've learned love. And so that it makes me, I can automatically be love and I can just experience it all the time
And what
because
are the effects of where will you see the effects of the change you made? Where will you experience the effects of the change in you?
in my
Your
behavior.
thinking has changed, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, how will that manifest in effects? I'm trying to get to a point here.
Well, and in my behavior, it's going to, it's going to show up in my behavior.
And what else? Mysteriously.
Seriously.
In all my relationships with everyone else.
It's gonna show up in the world you see. Remember, this book keeps saying the world you see is an outpicturing of your state of mind. Therefore, it will not only make you feel better and more peaceful, but it will also catapult you into a more peaceful, loving world because your mind power, which is the cause, will outpicture and make the world you see. How am I doing with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There's a section in the text, I think it's maybe chapter 16. There's a section called The Forgiven World. Do you remember what that one is about? The Forgiven World? If I can put my hands on it quick, otherwise, I'm going to let it go. And maybe it's not 16, but 17. But anyhow, it said, can you imagine how beautiful those will look to you who you have forgiven? Remember that? And so, what we're talking about is the benefit of this is not only that it'll help you bring about a change of mind, but the other part is your change of mind will bring about a change in the outpicturing.
Well,
What
it's got to.
but
Because it's not coming from the world, what I'm seeing. It's coming from me. So it has to.
Right.
everything is mental. Remember, we're always talking about mentalism. So I just want you to see the double benefit of this change of mind and see if it doesn't start to people your world anew. And where you used to see conflict and chaos and disagreement, you'll see a more peaceful outpicturing. So I'm just saying it's definitely worth a change of mind. Um, anything else from you? We were in paragraph 3, right?
I like the
Right.
first sentence. Atonement teaches you how to escape forever from everything that you have taught yourself in the past by showing you only what you are now. Escape from it. Atonement teaches you how to escape forever from everything that you've taught yourself wrongly.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really want to escape from that? I mean,
Yeah.
seriously now.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I want to escape from the past. because
Yeah.
I know it's not real. So I don't want to. I want to. Yeah, I don't want to be caught up in it, in its drama. And yeah,
So you don't want to do that anymore. So what's the Holy Spirit going to do once you exhibit this willingness?
Shift
show
our
you
perception.
yourself. Yeah.
Well, how's he going to do that? Give you a chance to practice.
Yeah. Yeah. He presents you with situations that come up.
It precisely. It'll be the same old crap.
So
Go ahead, Kathleen.
I used to think that when I get to that point, when I get to a certain point of changing, my ego flares up. But in reality, it's probably spirit flaring up to give what you're saying is help me practice. So it changes my whole perspective as opposed to getting in the cycle of, oh God, here's ego again. I could say, oh, thank you, here's spirit again.
Spirit, yeah.
Mhm.
Same situations,
Right. Yeah.
but their purpose has been transformed from
Yeah.
the ego's
Mhm.
purpose to the Holy Spirit's. Now they become lessons to bring about the change you were willing and said you wanted to make. What
Yep.
a better
Yep.
teaching tool than the same old shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
it's wonderful to be able to recognize their spirit again rather than getting caught up in it, you know.
Right.
Mhm.
So when it's presented, here's my chance to choose once again. You've heard that phrase, right? And
Right. Well,
that's what happens. Comment.
I was just going to say it helped, or for me, just this little clip here, what we were talking about, helps me change my whole perspective.
What do you mean, this little clip, Kathleen?
What we were just talking about now, what you were saying, instead of ego, it's spirit. Well, that just changes my whole vision of when this happens. I don't have to get caught up in the turmoil. I can be thankful.
Right.
I can see the love that's coming at me, even though it's coming in the form of a crazy egotistic thought.
Right. And according to what we just read, you don't have to refer back to some experience in the past that's making you get caught up in your ego drama, because you know,
Exactly.
yeah.
It also keeps me humble. So if I don't look, I mean, I like what Kathleen's sharing. I could look at it that it's a lesson from Holy Spirit and not the ego. But if I do look at it as it's a lesson from the ego again, it keeps me humble. You think you got it?
Yeah.
Now you got it again.
Yeah, try this one on.
Yeah.
So it does. It keeps me humble.
And here's the thing, you'll find that you're successful in completing some of these lessons. So does that mean you're done?
Never.
Okay. So here's
Not
what
in this
Spirit's
body.
going to say. Okay, I gave you some easy stuff. You're doing quite well, but don't get too cocky. How about this? Now, how about this? Can you do it now? And you go, oh, this is like non-dualism, right?
All inclusive, no exceptions.
No exceptions. And the miraculous thing that I've experienced is that even the ones I thought I couldn't do, I could.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just saying it's given it a lot of credence to what's being said here. What about paragraph 4? I don't know.
I love the last sentence. Never believe that any lesson you have learned apart from him, capital H, means anything.
Mm,
So what makes you love it, Ron?
Because God is in charge and God is the knows it all. And if I'm learning lessons from somewhere else, the lessons are not as meaningful. They're not as true. They're not as right.
Right.
Yes. And
You don't
specific.
meet the test of truth.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
And by the
indeed.
way, we're going to get to that in paragraph 5 specifically. But again, Ron, you were saying the lessons you learn, no lessons you learn apart from God. Here in him, they're referring to the Holy Spirit, right?
Right.
But there's really no difference. The Holy Spirit is God's emissary in level 2. But if you've seen the Holy Spirit, you've seen God. So it's really ends up kind of being superfluous, right? Um,
Yes, I go back and forth as to whether I use the Holy Spirit or God because I see them as the same thing.
yeah,
Mhm.
interchangeable. I understand.
Right.
Thank you. Let's go on to paragraph 5. We're up to Kathleen,
Okay.
this test of truth.
You have the one test as sure as God by which to recognize if what you learned is true. If you are wholly free of fear of any kind, and if all those who meet or even think you share in your perfect peace, then you can be sure that you have learned God's lesson, and not your own. Unless all this is true, there are dark lessons in your mind that hurt and hinder you and everyone around you. The absence of perfect peace means but one thing. You think you do not will for God's Son and what his Father wills for him. Every dark lesson teaches this in one form or another, and each bright lesson with which the Holy Spirit will replace the dark ones you do not accept teaches you that you will with the Father and his Son.
And Joan, would you do 6 and then we'll discuss this?
Okay. Do not be concerned about how you can learn a lesson so completely different from everything that you have taught yourself. How would you know? Your part is very simple. You need only recognize that everything you learn you do not want. Ask to be taught, and do not use your experiences to confirm what you have learned. When your peace is threatened or disturbed in any way, say to yourself, I do not know what anything, including this, means, and so I do not know how to respond to it. And I will not use my own past learning as the light to guide me now. By this refusal to attempt to teach yourself what you do not know, the guide whom God has given you will speak to you. He will take his rightful place in your awareness the instant you abandon it and offer it to him.
Yeah. Thank you.
Love this. Beautiful.
What's the test of truth
peace.
and what
Peace.
else? Anything else?
When you don't have fear. Perfect peace
All right.
and
So,
release from fear is a test of truth.
all right. And is that it says I'm reading paragraph 5, sentence 2. If you are wholly free of fear of any kind, that's part 1. And what else?
Perfect peace.
And others are
What else?
also.
All right. And if all those who meet or even think of you share in your perfect peace. That sounds like a really big job.
I don't think so. Because if you're peaceful and you're giving off that peaceful energy, then I can see how others can share in that with you.
Okay, why will others share it with you?
Because that you're giving off that energy of peace. And so therefore they can feel peaceful as well. If you're in a room and you're tense and your your fists are ball and your eyebrows are way up there and you're giving out that
Yeah.
you're giving out that energy, your body language is saying that I am not at peace. So it makes everybody else uncomfortable as well.
All right, so let me go on and go back to the spookiness. There's no out there out there.
Right.
So it's what you said, Laverne, about the energy, about your new way of thinking that peoples and changes your relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So the peace will not only come to you, but it will outpicture, you with me?
Mm-hmm.
Outpicture your world. It might be the same faces and all of those difficulties, and maybe it'll take some time to work out. But your new thought system is starting to change your world. Spooky, right? But isn't that a core principle of the course? Is that the world you see is an outpicturing of your thoughts? So I don't know if you believe that or not. I mean, I guess belief is not really a requirement. If it's actually true, that don't matter, I guess. But just keep that in mind also. So if you want an easy way to change the relationships in your life, change your thoughts. That's the connection I'm trying. It's like a twofer.
Right.
What's up, D? You look a little.
Well, it's the world you see. So the world didn't necessarily change, but it's the way you're seeing it, it's the way you're perceiving it. It's the
Mm-hmm.
meaning you're giving it now, which has changed.
Oh, since we're deep experienced course students, Jesus says there is no world.
True. True.
So I'm just showing you how you can entertain some of these principles kind of in the same understanding of why things work the way they do. The benefit I'm trying to point out is that if you change you, you'll change your relationships accordingly. Cause is you, effect is your world. Let me go back to that paragraph. It said back in paragraph 3, sentence 2. Learning has been accomplished before its effects are manifest.
Mm-hmm.
What's that mean?
It means that I have become love.
So if you've learned to become love, how will you know that? Through the effects.
I know it through the effects because I'm seeing it all around me. I'm experiencing
Yes.
it all around me.
And just so I'm clear, the way to know you've learned it is through its effects. When you start seeing a more loving world, it's a sure sign you're learning your lessons. Your lessons will manifest in changing your world, your relationships.
Right. So what they're saying to me is I don't have to experience love to know it. If I am love, I will experience it. I don't have to.
And let me cover this. See what I mean? What do we
It
do?
sounds like something the book would say.
Paragraphs. All right. I'll let you guys talk. I forgot what I was going to
What I'm hearing is you don't have to create it to be it. You can just be it.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. I don't have to experience love to be love. Right. I can just be
It should
love.
be
And
the
and then
easiest
I'm
thing.
gonna experience it
Yeah,
automatically.
yeah.
It
You don't have
should
to, yeah.
Go ahead, Kathleen.
I was just gonna say you don't have to tell your stories to get the effect that you want. It just is.
Right.
There's no effort, you don't do anything. It just is.
Right.
What do you have to do to be yourself?
Be yourself.
Nothing.
Theoretically, it should be the easiest thing in the world.
Right.
But you don't believe that. And the reason is because we've been poorly taught. We don't know anything. We've been taught amiss.
Or what my therapist says, you have been trained very well.
Yes, in the wrong thing.
Right, right.
We're going to start wrapping up here. How far did we get?
Up to 8.
Oh, 8,
So we start on
No, right.
7.
7
We,
this time.
Yeah, that's right. Do 7. Yeah.
You know, boy, the time just goes really fast. I hope you found something productive here tonight. There's a core theme that runs through all of this. The Holy Spirit will merely teach you how to be yourself. Do you see any benefits in being yourself?
Yeah.
Peace. What we just talked about. Peace. And I know that if I'm irritated or anxious, I'm not at perfect peace. And so something must be wrong. I'm not being myself, which is God. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause and effect, reaping and sowing. If you think you're planting corn, but potatoes are coming up, you couldn't have been planting corn. You will reap what you sow. So if you're frustrated, uneasy, angry, conflicted, is that what you want to grow?
No.
Then what will grow is what you plant. Does that make sense?
mm-hmm.
Yes.
So when what's coming up doesn't look like what you want to plant, go back to the drawing board. You got to plant something else, right?
Correct.
There's no difference between sowing and reaping, cause and effect. You see, it's just different ways of saying what you put out is what comes back. calm down. Let the Holy Spirit show us a different way. And I appreciate you for staying over with me. We got a lively group. Thank you. I love you. I appreciate it. Any final comments here?
Yeah, this whole last part of the discussion reminds me of the section in the text that says, if I'm not at peace, let me hope I've been wrong, that I'm wrong.
Yes,
Yeah, chapter
wrong.
30.
I don't know. It just, no, it's in the, I don't know.
Rules for decision or something?
I don't think so.
No?
It's earlier than that, but it's, yeah.
Well, and a lot of the stuff gets repeated anyhow.
Yeah. But that's what it's reminding me of. If
Yeah.
I'm not happy, I'm not at peace, why would I want to be right? Would you rather be right or happy, kind of deal?
Just be glad that you're wrong.
Right, be happy. Exactly. That's what it's
And
pointing
we
out.
heard something like that even in the reading tonight.
Uh-huh.
So thank you, my friends, for coming
Thank you.
out and staying with me tonight. And any final other comments before we close?
Just to show
I
you
just want-
the notes that I took. I don't want you to have to read them, but I've been taking notes today.
Aw.
And it's almost endless.
I see. Hey,
That tells me it's been a good meeting.
Hmm.
thank you, Rod. I sure
Thank you.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you all.
And
I have to share that for me,
yes,
it was very, very enlightening, and I have heard it before, but it's every time I hear it, it means more,
yeah.
and it makes me do a lot of thinking about my behaviors and so on. It's good. I'm understanding more and more all the time because you all have been through a lot of this for a long time, and you're way ahead of me. But I'm catching up.
You certainly are. I appreciate your comments, Sherilyn. By the way, if you know of any folks would like to do what we do on Monday night, please, I encourage you to invite friends, associates that are course students that might get some benefit from our Monday night programs to come out and join us. And quick reminder, we've got our family discussion period here. I know we're already running late, but if you can stay a few minutes. And this Wednesday, we're not having ACIM music and meditation. I had to move it to Thursday evening. I hope that's not too inconvenient, but come out and join us if you can. And finally, if you'd like to make a donation to Love Communications Ministries, I think you know there's a donation link and information at the bottom of your agenda. So without further ado, I'm going to close this out. I'm going to stop recording, and if you can, stick around a minute, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night.
Namaste.